everyone. We are live. Are we live? We are live. Good morning. So if you could let me know that you can hear me loud and clear, we'll do a quick sound check and then we'll get jump into today's session. If someone could just pop in the chat box, I can see you coming through. Let's just make sure you can hear me loud and clear, and then we'll get on with today's session. So we've got 640 people registered for today's session. If one of you can let me know that you can hear me. Morning, Magnus. Fantastic. You can hear me loud and clear. So hello and welcome to At Home with Hayley. I am, of course, Hayley Andrews. We are in August. This is the 64th episode. If you're new to the show, you can watch all of the episodes on our YouTube channel, which is Your Freedom Empire, and you can fill your boots. This is a webinar which is all about property across various different sectors of the industry. We bring in different experts and they talk about their field of expertise and how they can help you within their business, or your business and their business, I guess. So I can see everyone coming through. Hello. We've got Johnny on, who that's commitment because he's just done a mentorship with me this week. So I can see you all coming through. So let us know where you're coming in from. I know that Johnny's done a mentorship with me this week. He's from Hong Kong. We've got Laura from Australia. We've got Magnus from Sweden. So let us know what part of the world you're dialing in from. Right. So I'm going to jump on to today's session. So today's session is actually about Your Freedom Empire and our mentorship program. So many people ask me about what does the mentorship program involve and what does it look like? How does it differ from other training organizations? And what does Your Freedom Empire offer? So we are going to talk about that today. It's going to be a fairly short session covering that off, answering any questions that any of you may have within the chat box, and then we will jump on to today's market update. Got a lot to talk to you about the market update today as well, although I did write it last night after a glass of wine, so it's either going to be super informative or super entertaining. Hopefully both, but time will tell, I guess. So I'm going to jump into today's session. And if anyone does have questions throughout the session, please do feel free to pop them in the chat box. So the training that I'm going to talk to you about is the Property Wealth Mentorship. Now, Your Freedom Empire does actually do a whole suite of training, from one-on-one mentorships, specific mentorships to specific targets and strategies, but also mastermind programs, accelerator programs, challenges, and all things like that. We also do our online university, which is on demand, and we do various different 3-month, 6 months and 12 months mastermind programs. So it's worth actually having a look at our website if you haven't come through any training with Your Freedom Empire. We are an award-winning training organisation, 2023 Best Property Educator Provider of the Year. 2022, sorry, we will be 2023 as well. Hopefully you'll all vote for us. And we are, of course, an accredited training organisation as well. And so that should give you confidence that the people that actually are delivering have gone through a very strict vetting process, a probation period. We have to make sure we're checked out to make sure that we're actively practicing what we preach. We own a portfolio, and everything is checked out on us as individuals and training providers, for and in the best interest, of course, of our customers, which is you. So jumping in then, the reason I'm going to talk to you about the Property Wealth Mentorship is this is actually live in person, and it's tailored to the individual. So I'm going to take you through what a typical mentorship would look like. However, it doesn't actually matter what what education you have, whether you've had education before, whether you own a portfolio, or whether you're brand new starting out and you don't have any experience within the property industry. The Property Wealth Mentorship is tailored to you as an individual and tailored to your own specific needs, which is why I've chosen this one to talk about today. So first of all, with the Property Wealth Mentorship, there's a lot of preparation up front, both for you and your mentor. And so one of the things we need to identify is, why are you entering the property industry, or what challenges are you having now if you are already actively investing and you own a portfolio within the UK or worldwide, and how we can actually help you and if we can help you. So as part of this pre-mentorship, we will actually do a discovery call with you where we find out what it is you're looking to achieve, how much money you have available to actively start investing, what we could actually do with that pot of money, and also how much time you have, your everything down to your current experience, your strengths and weaknesses, what you feel you are struggling with, your money that you have available, the time that you have available to build this property investment and business. Now, it's super important, and the reason we actually qualify each individual before we bring them through a mentorship is because we actually only want to bring people through that we can actively help. And while we can help most people, and that doesn't mean that you may have no money, but plenty of time and a good business head on you, or other skills that can actually feed into the business, where we can still help you build a property portfolio and be creative in how we do that, but you have to have certain skills in order to be able to be successful. So we do all of that vetting up front and make sure that those that we are bringing through the mentorship program have the skill set, and will actually practice and put into practice what we're actually teaching. Okay, so first of all, once you've gone through that qualifying process and we're happy that you are going to be successful with the mentorship program, we would then enroll you within the mentorship program. You would then have the option of choosing a mentor, and now Your Freedom Empire currently has 11 mentors. I'm a mentor myself, of course Paul is a mentor, and there's many others that you would be able to choose from. Now, of course, choosing your mentor is really about connecting the relationship and really vetting the person to see if they are actually doing the strategy you want to do, that they are, you would get on with them, you like their personality, their teaching style, etc. So it's really about just fitting the right mentor with the right mentee, because this is a lifelong relationship. The mentorship program doesn't end after the 3 days you spend with us. It's actually ongoing, and that's when it starts. So that's where the support actually comes in. And so we want to make sure that you're choosing the right mentor. You can have calls with the mentors, make sure that you're asking them lots of questions, and that you feel you'd be able to work with that particular person. We would also make recommendations based on what you are looking to achieve, on what mentors would suit you best. Then there's some preparation for yourself. So you get access to what's called Property Wealth Fundamentals. Now, this is really the foundation level of your knowledge, and it's taking you through the fundamentals of property to make sure that when you turn up to mentorship, you are actually ready to build your foundation level to a much higher level and get the most out of your mentor, ask better questions, be in a position of having the basics down to a T, and then we can actually accelerate your knowledge and learning. You can also, as part of that, ask better questions to your power team, and I'll go through shortly with you who we would actually be bringing in as part of your mentorship program. So once you've done that, you will complete what's called a strategic questionnaire. Now, within this questionnaire, it is really highlighting what you want to gain out of the mentorship, again, your strengths and weaknesses, really looking at where we need to work within your business, whether that is just starting out or whether that is looking at your portfolio as it currently stands. Is it down to actually the business side, or is it down to the investment side? Is it raising finance? So it's lots and lots of questions for you to be able to answer, so that we as your mentors can actually take that questionnaire and devise a mentorship program that's fit for purpose for you, what you're looking to achieve, and what you need to gain out of those 3 days, and then afterwards as well. So it is tailored to you as an individual. There is no mentorship the same. While we may bring in similar power team members, such as solicitors, brokers, architects, quantity surveyors, and all of those types of people, it really will be down to the strategy you're looking to adopt, your time frame, and the team you already have that you're happy with, if you have one, and really integrating our team into your business. Once you've completed the strategic questionnaire, as I said, because the mentorship is bespoke to you, that's when the work falls onto your mentor. So they will then make sure that they line all of the meetings up that you would require as part of your mentorship program, and also make sure that they have the content that they should be covering based on your individual needs. You will have contact with your mentor up to around a month before your mentorship, and that will be both through the online support studio, but also through a ticketing service, through email, and also via WhatsApp. So your mentor will work with you as well to make sure that you're actually turning up to mentorship with the correct identification, etc., proof of address, and everything we would need in order to sit down with your individual power team members that would be looking at you and your business, and would need to ID you, etc., to make sure that we've ticked all of those boxes and we're getting all of your ducks in a row. We will also look at setting up, of course, your company, and also your bank account, etc., and everything that you would need in order to move forward. And that is whether you are international, doing this virtually, in person, or whether you are UK as well. So it really is a business in a box. We make sure that we get all of your ducks in a row, and at the end of mentorship you are ready to actually move forward and start building your portfolio within your business with the help, support and guidance of your mentor, and of course your Freedom Empire. So when you turn up to mentorship, there's a hell of a lot of preparation on your side and ours, but this is what a typical 3-day would look like. What we would actually do is we would make sure we have a look at the whole of the UK. We'd do a market review across the whole of the UK. We'd identify areas of investment that would work best for you with your budget, time, and what you're looking to achieve, and that time scale that you're looking to achieve it in. So we would actually identify areas that would work well for those particular strategies, and for you and your business, and of course your price range as well. We would also in-depth day, lots of content going through all of the different strategies, focusing really on the strategies that you are going to be moving forward with in the next 2 to 5 years, and of course then bringing in each individual power team member that would help you within your business. They are every single power team member that I introduce you to have been working with me within my business. Some of them well over a decade, some of them are new, but every single person that I introduce you to, I have actively worked with within my business, and I'm happy to pass them over to you and for them to help you the same way as they help me and advise. So on day one, of course, we will sit you down with the tax advisor. Again, the advice and information that they deliver will be based on the strategies you are looking to adopt. For example, if you are doing serviced accommodation or rent to rent or commercial, the way you are taxed, both from stamp duty, etc., with capital allowances and double tax relief and all of that stuff is different to that of a standard buy-to-let. And so we make sure that we sit you down with the tax advisor. We as mentors would have already pre-prepped the power team members that are coming in with your current situation, what you're looking to achieve, what your entry and exits are likely to be, how you will be building your property business, over what time scale, and what's your overall plan and budget available. So we would have actually pre-prepped them of your status, whether you are UK or international. So again, it is advice specific to you, and we would then be taking ID as well for those individual power team members so that they have all of that on file and you're ready to go. We will do company formation and open your bank account as well if you haven't already done that. That is something that we would do as part of the mentorship program. Again, we will bring a finance broker in to talk to you about your individual finance options available to you right now with the strategy you are looking to adopt. And we'll look at both entry finance and exit finance, and we look at everything from bridging straight through to full mortgage package deals and bridge to development and angel investors. We look at absolutely everything. What happens if we use an angel investor to purchase the asset? What questions are asked? What information do we need to provide to our solicitor? All of that type of stuff. So how do different strategies affect what lending capability? Also, what properties? So different construction types. How does that affect lending? Different tenant profiles as well, such as social housing or vulnerable individuals and charities. How does that affect our lending capability? So all depending on what strategies you are doing, we would, and you as an individual, your current financial situation and what would be available to you. So again, tailored to you as an individual on the advice and information that's brought forward during that first day. Now, of course, if you are international as well, we do encourage you to reach out to our currency broker. Nick, actually, our currency broker, is the only part of the power team I don't use within my own business, my own investment business anyway. But he is one of my favourite power team members, and I have worked with him and internationals for well over 12 or 13 years. Well, around 12 or 13 years now, and I've never had any issues with him. He's super intelligent, and it's not about trading currency, it's about moving money in and out of the UK, large amounts of money efficiently, making sure that you minimize your risk on the exchange. Of course, if you are UK, you may not need that as part of the mentorship program. But again, it is tailored to you as the individual. You may need to speak to someone else. So that's what the pre-mentorship preparation is all about, to identify who you need within your business to grow your business to the success level you're looking to achieve. So day 2 is a little bit more practical. So all of this is one-on-one, as in you are with your mentor, and the power team members are coming in specifically to speak to you. Okay, so day 1, we always make sure that we do a review. Day 2, we make sure we do a review of day 1. And as part of day 2, it's a bit more practical. We introduce you to our exclusive sourcing platform, which is exclusive to all Your Freedom Empire mentorship programs. And it's not open to the general public. This is a sourcing platform where we have 43 sourcing agents throughout the whole of the UK, and they all are able to deliver a one-stop shop, so they can deliver from sourcing the opportunity to you through the platform right through to doing the project management and delivering the project that they have sourced. So they have all of their teams on the ground, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that later on. So as part of day one as well, once we've done the registrations for the different sites that we would give you access to as part of the mentorship program, we also meet sourcing agents. So as part of the pre-mentorship, we would have identified areas that we are looking to focus on based on your individual requirements and needs. And we will bring sourcing agents in for you to meet, and we will sit there with them and you and ask them questions and make sure that we are choosing the right areas and the right sourcing agents for you as individuals and for your business. We get to look at live deals, we get to see how they operate and all of the different services that they can offer as well as part of that one-stop shop. We then review the areas that we've covered, and we will look at live deals, so we will run numbers. We can go out on viewings, so what we will actually do is quite often I will take you around some of my sites, so we do site visits, and there will be lots of different stages of sites as well. So we may have, properties that I've just purchased and we're just going through the design phase, and then we can go straight through to projects that have been completed and everything else that's in between, across various different strategies, so commercial, residential, hotels, and everything you could possibly think of. So we'll take you around sites that I own, and also live viewings if you are looking within the area that we're delivering the mentorship, which will be in the north of Birmingham because it's held at our YFE training headquarters. We will actually do live viewings and identify the types of properties you should be buying, why those properties fit the strategy that you're looking to move forward with, and what we would do in order to maximise the revenue and the property's potential. And so really, what questions do we ask to the agents? What do we look for when we're looking at viewing properties? What do we need to take with us? What information do we need to gain before we walk out of that door? So it's a super fun day. I absolutely love doing viewings. If I'm viewing property, I'm definitely in my element. So the live viewings is very, very informative, and you do get to see us in action and how we behave and what questions we ask, what we look for, and how we identify various different things as professionals. Then we look at area research. So those of you that know me know that I'm an area research freak. I absolutely love area research. So I show you how I research properties, how I identify not only the strategy that works well within those areas, but where the supply is, where the demand is coming from, how we price ourselves, where's our comparables coming from, what other data do we need to look at. It's not just about grabbing 3 comparable within a mile within the last 12 months of land registry. There are various other bits of information that we need to look into when we're looking at area research and identifying what strategies work within that area and qualifying that area for those specific strategies. We'll also go through the buying process, and for those of you that have purchased property in the UK, you may think, well, why would we do that? But you'd be surprised at how many different steps people actually miss as part of this process. So if you have done a couple of transactions, we will make sure still that you are going through the buying process correctly, and you haven't just been lucky up to this point that there hasn't been something that's come and bitten you on the bottom. Very, very practical day 2. So day 3, again, we do a review. You will have homework each night as well. Again, it will be specific to you and your individual needs, and your mentor will set that for you each day. Now, on day 3, it's kind of collating everything together, but we do have further meetings that we would book in. And again, this would depend on you as an individual, whether you're just starting out, if you have some team members that you actually prefer to work with or like working with, then we would adopt and change this based on you and your own specific circumstances and requirements. But we bring a surveyor in, and the reason we bring a surveyor in is not really so that you can meet a surveyor, although it's great that you have someone on hand that you can pick the phone up to and say, how do you value this? Or what's the best approach? Or what does this mean? So you do, with all of the power team members through your Freedom Empire, actually have someone you can pick the phone up to. And they don't charge you on a call-by-call basis either. So they're very friendly, super approachable. I don't take any referral fees. The only thing I ask of the power team, and they're my power team within my business, is that they treat you the same as they do me. Now, the reason we bring a surveyor in is so that they can show you and identify what they look for and how they value property. And so they sit down with you and talk you through the various different types of surveys that you can have done, what information to expect from that, when and why you should have each individual one done, or if you need it done. So depending on the property, the condition, what you're looking to do, etc., etc. So identifying, first of all, the correct survey, but also what informations are within those survey and how they value property, both from residential straight through to commercial and businesses. And then we also bring an architect and project management team in. And the reason we do this again is so that you can meet an architect, understand the role within your business and the role that they play, but also so that you understand the project management side of things and the planning side and how all three of those go together. So we will have an architect that comes in and they will talk you through the REBA plan so that you fully understand the full life cycle of a project and what, where and who comes in, where, when and why. So again, super informative. We will also bring a solicitor in, so they will take you through the legal process, but also explain, how to get the best out of your solicitors, how they will be helping you move forward with your business, and also understanding the legal process step by step, and how you can be prepared and proactive to make sure that everything runs smoothly and efficiently, and you get to where you need to be much quicker, and you're not delaying things as a result of not being prepared yourself. So again, as I said, super informative. Now, we do actually on day 3 run lots of numbers. So any deals that the sourcing agents have actually brought forward, or any viewings that we've done, or any deals that you currently have, or any properties that you have and you're looking to change strategy, or perhaps looking to maximize your revenue, we will run the numbers, do the research, and make sure that you are confident when you walk away to be able to identify, yes, that's the strategy I should be adopting. I know exactly how much I should be buying it for and how much it's going to be worth. And here's the research to back it up. And I'm confident that I'm making the right decision. Again, as I said, you will meet sourcing agents on day 3. So you'll find out about their area of investment and the strategies they're looking to put forward to you as the investor, and hopefully look at live deals as well. And so day 3 is all about numbers and all about confidence, getting all of your ducks in a row, ticking all of those boxes, getting you registered for everything, and also clarifying the strategy and an action plan for you to walk away from mentorship. And so what I actually do is I will do a list of to-do things for you. The smallest one I've ever done is probably just under 20, and some of the bigger ones there's a hell of a lot more for you to do. So it really depends on you as an individual. And throughout the mentorship, we are asking questions, making notes, saying what we need to be adding within your education hub, what tools you need, who you need, and we'll be introducing you to people live, but also doing an archive of who you may need moving forward and doing introductions to those as well. So it's very, very in-depth 3 days. And so as part of your mentorship program, you do get exclusive access to our independent sourcing platform. This is not, as I said, available to anyone else other than our Your Freedom Empire mentorship programs. And this, as part of your program, you get access to this platform for life. So there's no ongoing fees or anything like that. It is exclusive to you, and it's protected. So it's not open to the general public. Everyone or all of the sourcing agents that are actually uploaded deals to the site or registered to the site are fully compliant and qualified. So they are actually vetted prior to approving them on the site. We normally look at watching the sourcing agents for 12 months. We make sure that they've got the correct compliance and everything in place. And one of the criteria for them to be part of the sourcing platform is that they can deliver a one-stop shop. Now, you can pick and choose what services they provide. It may just be the sourcing that you require, and you're actively here in the UK and you want to do everything else yourself. That's absolutely fine. You can go down that. You're not actually, you don't have to use all of the additional services, but they do have to offer it as part of being part of this program. So you can have confidence knowing that you have 43 independent sourcing agents that have been verified throughout the whole of the UK, all sourcing different types of strategies, different budgets, different types of areas, and they can deliver that one-stop shop. So they can take you right through from sourcing the deal to purchasing the asset to then implementing the strategy, getting the property fit for purpose or development fit for purpose, or repurposing, and then implementing that strategy, and then either selling or renting it out. Whichever your strategy that you're moving forward with. So again, as I said, boots on the ground throughout the whole of the UK. Now, as I said, all of them are qualified and compliant, and they can deliver that one-stop shop. So your support partners as part of the mentorship program is we actually, so you've got your sourcing platform, which of course is where all of your sourcing agents are. They of course have the capability of doing everything from lettings. They've got their tradesmen, they've got their build teams, their construction companies that they have access to, right down to HMO officers, social housing providers, project management and sales. And so everything you need throughout the whole of the UK as part of this independent sourcing platform. Then, of course, you get your core power team. So you get your accountant and tax advisor. Of course, you have your mentor, and you have the YFE help desk. You have your finance brokers. So while we'll bring one in to actually talk to you, we give you access to several. Again, with the solicitors, you have your solicitors throughout the whole of the UK. We'll bring one in to speak to you, who will talk to you about how to work with the entire team, and how you would actually then move into different parts of the UK should you wish. Also your currency specialists and your architects, your project management, your quantity surveyors, your contract administrators, your surveyors, and of course we get your structures set up and your bank account as well. Okay, so everybody you need in order to actually start or grow your business here in the UK. Now, they are all of course, UK specific, but they all are able to work with internationals as well. And many of them have been working with our internationals for well over a decade. Okay, so post mentorship, really just to confirm, you get one-on-one 3 days with your mentor. Of course, you've had your pre-mentorship training and preparation as well, also with your mentor. And then after the mentorship, you get lifetime access to your Freedom Empire and of course, your mentor as well. You get ongoing support through your mentorship program, through the support studio. So there's a live interactive webinars on a monthly basis. And you can tap into that, and all of the different mentors will do different slots within those sessions, and you can also contact your mentor direct as well. So there is no limit or maximum number of times before we start charging you extra or anything like that. Once you've paid, and everything else is included, and the support is lifetime support. That's my lifetime, or your Freedom Empire's lifetime, I guess, if you choose me as a mentor. But there is no ongoing payments or anything like that. Once you've come through your Freedom Empire, it is what it says on the tin, and you do have that support moving you through the different parts of your journey as well, because it may be that in the beginning you're just starting out, you need lots of help, but then you may actually then feel confident to do that strategy and need less help, but then when you move into something different or something bigger or something more complex, you then need the help and advice of us again. So it's very much there on tap. All of my mentees have my own personal telephone number, and they can reach out to me at any time, and I will always be on hand to help them. As part of the mentorship program and pre or post, mentorship support, we encourage you to send all of your deals through. So we will actually review your deals before you actually purchase, to make sure that you've done the numbers correctly, you've done the research correctly, you're asking the right questions, and you're confident to move forward. You understand the investment that you're looking to buy, and just holding your hand, making sure that you understand what you are buying, you understand the risk behind it, you have asked the right questions, you've spoken to the correct power team members, you're minimizing your risk as much as possible by leveraging our experience and the team's experience as well. So that's where the support and guidance and ongoing mentor-mentee relationship continues. And basically, we're here to help you achieve your property and business goals. So just to kind of summarize then, so you get access to the property wealth fundamentals, which is online training to get you into position to actually make the most out of your mentorship. You get access to your secure education hub. So throughout the 3 days when you're with your mentor, they will be taking notes on what that secure education hub needs to look like, what content needs to be in there, what tools need to be in there, what power team members need to be in there, everything you need for your business, to grow your business, but your ongoing learning and support as well will be in that education hub. We will record sessions and put them in there so that you can actually review them at a later date. So it's super personal to you as an individual, and everyone will have a different secure education hub specific to their individual needs. Again, as I said, you get lifetime support. If you are staying with us, you can stay within my hotel, actually across the road from the training facility. You get access to the YFE alumni with our monthly webinars. You get 3 full days one-on-one with yourself, your mentor. If you're coming through as a couple, that's fine as well, and also your power team. So it's not shared or a group, it's very much to you as an individual and one-on-one. You get access to all of your power team. You will meet majority of them throughout the mentorship as well, but we will put you in contact with others also. We can't introduce you to absolutely everyone, so it will be specific to your individual business needs. You get all of your tools, calculation sheets, you get your documents archive with everything in there, and so all of the information you need to help you make the decisions that you need to make within your business. There are additional bonuses as well. You get access to the sourcing platform, and of course the discovery call is really just about understanding you as an individual and making sure that what we deliver is on behalf of you and in the best interest of you. So I think that's it, actually. So this is your Freedom Empire training facility. I'm not sure for how long. We might actually be moving, but if we are moving, it's only across the road. But this is a beautiful Grade 2 listed building that I own. So we've restored this building and brought it back to its former glory. It's now a state-of-the-art training facility across various different floors, and it is absolutely stunning. So you always have a point where you can just come in and see us. We live here, as in I don't live here, Your Freedom Empire lives here. So I have lots of mentees that are coming over in September, actually August and September. So they will actually just come into the training facility, sit down, have a coffee with me, and the door is always open. And so you can take confidence that it's not just delivered online, we're actually physically here, and you can come and see us. These are just some of our mentees, so some past, some quite old ones, some newer ones, some actually that are not my mentees there. I'll have to have a look at that picture. But here's some testimonials. So if you don't know, or you want to check out what our students say about us, you can check out our Google reviews, but you can also have a look at what they say. So you can go on to Your Freedom Empire, and there's a testimonial section where we will and do have several videos that are uploaded, or you can request testimonials from people that have come through our mentorship program, and admin can get those sent through to you as well. Now, our motto is live, laugh, laugh, and leave a legacy. And that's really what we're here to do. Hopefully that session was useful. I get lots of people say to me, well, what does a mentorship look like? Or is it a group? Is it just 3 days? Is it, how does it actually work? And so it is, there's pre-preparation. You do have to qualify. It's not open to everyone. You have to be in a position to actually take advantage of the training. The training is then tailored to you as an individual, and the ongoing support as well. And so hopefully that gives you a good idea of what our mentorship program looks like. If you would like to find out more about that, you can visit our website at yourfreedomempire.co.uk. It is under training and then under mentorships. And you can pick up the property wealth mentorship and have a look at everything that's included. I've got Laura saying, still remember my mentorship like it was yesterday. One of the most enjoyable, informative, fun experiences I have ever had. Looking forward to moving to the new UK next year. So Laura's actually coming to the UK to expedite her UK property journey. And she's actively coming here to start building her rent-to-rent portfolio. She's actively doing developments in Australia and has done very well. And she's coming now to the UK to build and start her UK business. So I'm looking forward to meeting you, Laura, and seeing you again. So yes, thank you very much for that feedback. Very, very good. Thank you. Right, so that's enough about the mentorship program. You can go and find out more. Of course, you can book a call in with me as well. So if you wanted to have a one-on-one conversation, there is no charge or anything like that. You can see what it's all about and ask specific questions, and we can just take it from there. I'm going to jump off camera now, and I'm going to go on to my market update. As I said, I wrote this last night after having a glass of wine, and those that know me know that I am a bit of a lightweight. So probably should have waited and wrote the article before I actually had the glass of wine. However, it was late, so we'll see how it goes. So bear with me. Right, so I'm going to jump into any questions that you have about what I've already spoken about, or about the market update. Please do pop them in the chat box and I'll get to them shortly. So on to our UK market update then. So yesterday, the bank upped its rates again. This time it was 5.25 from 5%. While it was to be expected, so I think we spoke about this maybe last month, and I know that I've spoken about it on mentorship over the last couple of weeks. So we were expecting it to go up. But in my opinion, it has actually gone up lower than I previously thought, because I was expecting it to go up 0.5%. However, we haven't seen rates like this for 15 years in the UK. So it's definitely going to mean increased payments for those with mortgages or loans. and there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be struggling at this moment in time with interest rates at that 5.25%. Personally, I do think we'll see further rises this year, and I think that we will see the interest rates then start to come down by the second quarter of next year. So, despite being a bit of a pessimistic about economic growth, the bank has said they believe the UK will dodge the recession bullet. So our Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, did admit that this hike in interest rates might cause some concern, particularly for families with mortgages and businesses with loans. But he also assured us all that this move is in line with government's plans to control inflation. So interestingly, in a bit of a fuss from the Bank of England, it has hinted now that they're planning to keep interest rates high until they hit their inflation target. They're committed to ensuring the rates are sufficiently restrictive for sufficiently long, although they didn't give us a precise timeline. So they're going to do all they can and keep rates high until they've got inflation in check and on target. So Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey is pretty clear on their position, stating we know that inflation hits the least well off hardest, and we need to make absolutely sure that this falls all the way back to the 2% target. And Mr. Hunt sees the bank's forecast that inflation will decrease to 2.8% this time next year as affirmation of the government's strategy to manage rising costs. I personally think that it's going to come down quicker than that. However, I don't have a crystal ball. However, let's not forget the bank's inflation forecasts have not always been spot on. In fact, not for a long time. In fact, for the last six of the last 8 predictions were overly optimistic. Mr. Bailey seems to be more confident about this forecast than some of the previous ones. So we will see. One uplifting note is that our economy appears to be more robust than some expected, and employment is still at a historical low. So things are not all doom and gloom, folks. So again, be careful what you read and these scaremongerings and the headlines. It's the economy is doing pretty well here in the UK. Before December 2021, the bank had kept interest rates below 1% for over a decade. So these recent hikes are part of an effort to reduce speed prices rising by making borrowing more costly and thereby potentially reducing people's spending power. All right, folks, let's change gear for a moment and talk about property. Did you know we've seen quite the mix-up in the UK housing market recently? Let me know if you've noticed it yourself in the chat box. Let me paint a little picture for you. So between January and May of this year, we've seen the average house price in Britain slide slightly by about 0.6%. But that's not the whole story, far from it actually. When we zoom in and look on the local authority level, we see a fascinating game of snakes and ladders with prices going both up and down. It's clear that the housing market has taken a bit of a chill pill lately, and we have seen transactions levels drop off or level out. We're still above pre-COVID levels, so pre-2019, we've still got higher transaction levels than then. But house prices are on a bit of a downward trend, and homes are taking their time, they're taking their sweet time to sell, let's say. But sounds a bit gloomy, doesn't it? But actually, when you look at it, it's not all cold winds in the property market. According to the latest findings from the digital property pack provider, Moverly, not sure whether you've heard of them. While the overall market might be on a slow simmer, certain local markets are on fire, with property values surging by up to a whopping 10%. Now, that's a plot twist, especially if you look at the headline news. So they looked at the changes in house prices from January to May 2023 across Britain. They took a deep dive into the data, scrutinising it on a regional and local authority level, with data sourced from Land Registry. Now, considering the economic turbulence and the climbing mortgage costs, we've been talking about, the housing market as a whole has largely held its breath this year, so it stood its ground, which could explain why we see such minor changes when we're looking at the broader picture. So the moral of the story, my dear listeners, is that while the average house price may have taken a bit of a dip this year, the real magic is happening on the local level, where some areas are seeing a mini boom in property values. This is why I always say it is all about micro markets. You can't take national averages, because there are areas that actually will perform well, and there are areas that have declined more than that 0.6%. So you do have to be careful in looking at headline news, and you always have to make sure that you're looking at your specific market. But isn't it interesting how the market always finds a way to keep us on our toes? I love it, and I absolutely find it fascinating. So, all right, folks, let's, your folks today. All right, folks, let's dive back in and take a look at the rental scene, or the renting scene. So this one's a bit of a tug of a war story at the moment, and here's what's happening. So picture being a property viewer with not just one or two, but a whopping 20 potential renters, all eyeing up the same property. Sounds like a scene from a reality TV show, but it's actually true. But according to a study commissioned by the BBC, that's the current reality for many house hunters in the UK. Think about this. So the average number of viewings for each property has skyrocketed, more than tripling just 6 back in 2019. And so we've jumped from around 6 up to 20, and that's just the average. It's actually a hell of a lot higher in other places. In some places like the northwest of England, we're seeing queues for viewings reaching an incredible 30 applicants per property. So what's driving this fierce competition then? And so, well, the mortgage rates are climbing, pushing home ownership further out of reach for many. And we're seeing some landlords opting to sell up instead of renting out. This shift is leading to more potential renters chasing fewer properties. The BBC commissioned Rightmove to delve into the data, which painted a clear picture of growing competition in the private rental sector. What they found was for each available property in Britain, there were typically 20 prospective tenants, up from 19 the previous year, and a far cry from the 6 in 2019 pre-COVID levels. So the government is still dragging its feet on the rental reform, but still maintain that these reforms will result in a rental sector fit for the 21st century. I'm not confident of that, but I suppose only time will tell how this plays out. It's just a whistle stop on what that might look like. So we're looking at, or they're looking at, the abolish Section 21, strengthen Section 8, transition to assured tenancies as standard, create more rights for the tenants to keep pets in their properties, and the looming deadline for all rental properties to meet the EPC rating of C by 2025. Just on that last note, the government do seem to be making the right noises and recognising that this is not really a realistic target date to be achieved. It's likely, in my opinion, and it is only my opinion, I don't have a crystal ball and nobody has the answer right now, but it is likely, in my opinion, that this will be extended. It's also important to note that the renters reform has not been passed yet. It's still at a very early stage of its journey through Parliament. The earliest date it may be passed is probably the first quarter of 2024. Well, that brings us to the end of our UK property market update segment for today. We've covered some significant ground, from the surprise twists and turns in the housing market to the overwhelming rising competition among renters, through all of the economic ups and downs. Remember that information is key. As markets evolve and new challenges and opportunities arise, we'll be right here, keeping you updated, informed, and ready to navigate these financial waters with confidence. So thank you for tuning in and being part of our show. We appreciate your time and trust. And before I say goodbye and stay informed, I'll just quickly jump onto questions. So can't see any questions. And so hopefully that's because I stunned you all, or there's maybe a technical issue with no questions coming through. But I'll just quickly then, if there's no questions, I'll jump onto Your Freedom Empire's events that are coming up. So we have the Property Success Convention. You can secure your spot. This is a free one-day jam-packed full, filled with content, learning what you need to know to start in the UK property investment business, and it's a great day. So I recommend that if you haven't already, sign up to our next session. And you can do that via our website, or you can do it via the QR code on screen now. And then, of course, we're still, so if you want to sign up, so I did an article on how to go from being a property professional to a profitable business. And that article is actually in Blue Bricks magazine. They have kindly offered to give you a free month trial and a copy of the magazine as well, so you get to read the article. So if you would like to take advantage of that, you can visit the QR, well, you can scan the QR code, or you can visit the link on screen now. And then, of course, we actually have episode 1 coming out on September of the hit Sky TV show Property Elevator, where we have budding investors and developers stand in front of a panel of very experienced property investors and developers, and very experienced business people in their own right, and they pitch for funding for deals. So it's a great show. I think season 6 is going to be by far the best. I don't know whether that's because I'm in it. Let's just say that's why. No, joking aside, there's the gloves are off between the angels. We do fight for deals. There are some phenomenal deals. There's some really funny moments throughout the recording as well. I have viewed Series 1, and I'm really so Series 6, and I'm really excited for episode 1 to go live on the 14th of September. So you can watch that through Sky Channel 186, and just keep an eye on that date, and make sure you tune in. And then we are actually doing, so we're doing a Property Elevator live conference, so where you can actually come and learn how to be successful in property, with all of the angels doing keynote speeches, and various different industry experts that will be brought in to help you within your business. It's really about pitching, putting the right pitch together, what needs to be in the pack, but also for us to be able to give you more time. So it's a full 1 day. There is a VIP ticket as well, where we go out for dinner the night before. And that there are limited spaces on there as well. And so if you would like to come, this is live in person. It is in London, and all of the angels from Property Elevator will actually be there. along with various other keynote speakers as well. And you get to sit down, spend time with us, and it's super informative and very, very beneficial day for anyone that is looking to grow their UK property business. So if you would like to take advantage of the early bird ticket, that is now currently at £147. You can scan the QR code on screen now, or you can pop along to the link on screen now. And then just before I love you and leave you, if you would like to book a free consultation call with myself or one of the YFE mentors, it's not a sales pitch. It very much is to talk about you, answer any questions that you have, and help you understand how to get out of those issues, or it can be absolutely anything at all. Again, we're still running these. They are free. It's 30 minutes long, and you can book it through scanning the QR code on screen, or pop along to our website and book a call in with a YFE expert. And then I'm going to say I'll have a wonderful. I can't believe it's August. Is it August? Yes, it's August. I can't believe we're in the 8th month of the year already. But I'm going to say have a wonderful month. Make sure that you stay positive. Have a wonderful Friday, and I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'll see you all again next month. Goodbye for now.